If you are watching this video during a time where you're feeling burnt out and you're feeling like you don't know where to turn right now to turn things around in your life, I completely understand. When I found Reiki, when I trained for Reiki, I had already been working with Reiki for a long time prior to taking classes. I was really burnt out. It was too hard for me to even push a shopping cart around. I didn't connect to my purpose anymore in the chapter of life that I was in. And I just didn't really know which way was up. I knew what was expected of me, and I no longer identified with those roles in the same way. I needed a refresh, and learning Reiki offered me that because it really focused on putting my care at the forefront. And I was somebody who was really over responsible. I was taking on more than my share, overcompensating for people in my life, and I was carrying too much. And so having a daily practice where I was connecting to life force energy that is within me and all around me, it helped me shift my perspective around things with regard to my relationship with my roles. So I want to talk to you today about burnout and how, we're not going to go into why we get into burnout and relationships and things like that in this video. You're in your life, you understand what the dynamics are, but I want to share with you about the hope piece. One of the solutions for me, and that I hope for you with Reiki here. So why does it work? Daily practice, going to see a Reiki practitioner, learning to flow Reiki yourself is really helpful. Going to Reiki shares, because you are in touch with something that doesn't happen in relationships. Everybody has finite, limited amounts of energy, right? Your partner, whether it's in your personal relationship or at work, your coworkers, your support people have limited supplies. And when you connect with Reiki energy, when you flow, whether for yourself or others, you are always receiving, and you are in touch with an infinite supply, an inexhaustible supply of life force energy. Now, you and I, we simply don't have that. So I like to practice Reiki because it reminds me to have spiritual practices. It reminds me to go home to my spiritual practices. I have a number of them. I meditate. I do open eye meditation. I do finger labyrinths. I do walking meditations. I do closed-eyed meditations. I do journaling. I pray out loud. I have conversations with spirit, with God. I get together with people who really feed my soul. Okay. I do things that are creative and artistic. I like to dance. I like to make art. I like to see food and cooking as an art. But it reminds me to go back to those things and not see life as just one big checklist, day in, day out. So that is my message to you today, to disconnect, or maybe not completely. I'm not saying like leave relationships, but disconnect certain cords that are exhausting you, right? Or that are plugging in and expecting other people to be your life force energy. Okay, because that's too much for any one person. We're meant to live in community. And while we are rebuilding that, many of us, we still need something even bigger than that. And for me, that is Reiki energy. That is life force energy. I need that constant reminder, the feeling at the level of the mind, the heart, the body, the spirit, the emotions, right? That there is an inexhaustible, life-affirming force that I have a relationship with. And to meditate on that, to feel on that, has been one of the biggest blessings of my life. So keep listening if you are interested in walking this journey with the support of Reiki energy.